Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Green Bay Packers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. And the offense on the field for the first time today, and they were high-powered a week ago.
And they're beginning to believe that they've established a groove. They expect those type of performances each and every week. Running it, throwing it, they're precise.
Second down following the incompletion. They're going to look to throw. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
I know Davante Adams really developed in 2016 as a receiver for Green Bay. I think he had plenty of incentive because when Aaron Rodgers breaks contain, gets out of the pocket, anything can happen downfield. You can find yourself open, can't you?
And it makes Adams a high-volume guy. Week 7 and 8 last year, 25 catches. Highest two-game total in the illustrious history of the Packers. Now here's the first carry for DeMarco Murray. And a great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Faced with their first third down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen third down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out.
Let's go! Green 39!
Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Back to throw here. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away at second down. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
Minnesota head coach Mike Zimmer made his reputation as a defensive coordinator in this league, and that did not change in 2016. His team finished 3rd overall in total defense, and despite many injuries, kept his team in the playoff hunt throughout the season.
That was second down run for Murray. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Throwing the slant pattern here complete. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Randall Cobb, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it. Get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Crosby on now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback. Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Time to feature the offensive starters and to give some love to the tight end, Kyle Rudolph.
He's been to the Pro Bowl already, battled a few injuries, but he's back and better than ever. Has added a little yoga to his regimen in order to make him more nimble. That makes it that much harder for the defenders to catch him.
Look to throw here. And he slings one that's incomplete. And let's get a look at the Green Bay defense.
Green Bay's defense in 2016 was a bit unbalanced. Number 8 against the run, but number 31 against the pass. So you know the offseason emphasis was on trying to make sure they shored up the secondary and increase the pass rush.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll look to throw. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Nice little nifty play for him there. You know, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, Hey, we got everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And Barnage has it on the right side. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Gary Barnage, a Pro Bowler at the age of 30. What do you have, a 1,000-yard season that year, 2014?
Yep.
Got let go by Cleveland recently after the draft. David Njoku drafted out of Miami really to take his place.
And his production last year, it wasn't awful by any means, but it had dipped down to around the 600-yard mark.
Man, Gary Barnage, one of the nicest guys in the league. He had just sent out a message on social media welcoming David Njoku to Cleveland, and the Browns let him go the next day.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Caught. Left side. It's Barnage. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Handoff comes to Peterson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. With that last carry, Adrian Peterson has gone over 12,000 yards in his career. He becomes the 16th member of that elusive club.
How about that? The next 3 guys that are on the list that he can pass, all Hall of Famers. Thurman Thomas, Franco Harris, and Marcus Allen. No wonder his dad called him AD for all day. That man can go.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. So a tiptoe catch back in the end zone, so tough to do, but he made it look pretty easy.
Certainly did, and the back of the end zone is treated the same way as the sideline. You have to get your feet down inbounds for it to count as a catch. How about the backgrounds of some of these guys, though? Did they work on it? Maybe some of them were ballet, some dance, who knows?
Yeah, you and I were talking the other day. I remember one of my favorite kids shows growing up, and I don't know that I want to name it, but guys like Lynn Swan, they used to be on there showing their ballet skill.
And you have to remember when they were kids and their parents would tell them to take the ballet classes, you know they were fighting them like crazy, but right now they're saying, thanks, Mom.
Kai Forbath on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago. Now, you figure that he'll probably be a big factor in this one as well.
No question about it, partner. We just saw it right there. They want to get him the ball in space and see what he can do after the catch. Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one. Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
A big hit. Knocked down sideways near the 42. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
Green 39! Green 39!
Out of the gun now on third down. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll run the counter with Murray. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Green 39!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the right side to Eric Ebron. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, a 22. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Here we go now. 3-19! 3-19!
On first down, Murray. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And if you're the defense and those D tackles, you like that they're trying to run the football here against your 4-3, don't you?
Yeah, because they tend to eat things up because they are so strong and physical, and especially when they play with leverage where they get lower than the offensive linemen and control them. And what I love about the good defensive tackles, they can play over the guards, they can slide and play over the center. Nobody in the offense likes that day when they have to deal with those guys.
Yeah, he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down.
Let's go! 3-19!
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Now Mason Crosby for the Packers field goal try. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And our focus now moves to Adrian Peterson. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On second down, Peterson. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel, because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll drop to throw. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And before the punt, time is going to run out on this first quarter. 10-7 our score. We're back to Minneapolis in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Ryan Quigley, 5th-year man from Boston College, in to punt it away. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Reminder that coming up later tonight in the national window, we'll see the Giants travel out to Denver to take on the Broncos. And then tomorrow night, it's the Colts and Titans, an AFC South battle from Nashville.
Both of them have designs on winning that division.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Let's go! 3-19!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Ebron with it over the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Eric Ebron's got skills to spare. They just want the production to equal those, and he needs some good health in order to get that done. Had 61 catches in 2016, battling an ankle.
Yeah, the surprise, though, just one of those 61 hit pay dirt. First down, he'll drop to throw. Caught on the right side by Adams. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of the wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now a give. This is Murray. And very little daylight there. They'll get a couple up to the 44.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
Now back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Murray. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Now on to kick it away, the rookie from Miami, Justin Vogel, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They start the drive with Peterson. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
Yeah, he has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking 1st down.
Down. Here's a run with Peterson. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
The last last year, I'm not sure we saw very many of those runs, did we, from the Vikings? I mean, they had the close rushing attack in the league.
Just 75 yards per game, but carries like the one we just saw, that'll help bolster that average.
Yeah, certainly, and they tried to beef up the offensive line in the offseason, brought in Latavius Murray, and then drafted Dalvin Cook out of Florida State.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry, good pickup on first down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He finds McKinnon, complete. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. The play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his layup.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Looking to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And Farve will put this one through, and that will knot us up at 10. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. Shifts by him. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Packers. Ty Montgomery. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have moved out in front. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. This is taken at the 3. And it'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Adrian Peterson now getting ready to go again on offense. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
All right, here we go.
Again, Peterson trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
He'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Ebron's got it. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
To throw, and seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 7. They'll set up a throw. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On now is the Packers punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
Green 39.
They give it to Peterson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
Let's go.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now. They've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Fielded at the 20. A minute 57 to go in this first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Back to throw here. It's caught here by Adams. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. 23 yards on the play. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They're going to look to throw. Ebron caught left side. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. The Vikings on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. An update from around the league as our first one comes from New Orleans. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is going to be incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
They'll throw now on the final play. Throwing right, and that's complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Spinning away. Oh, nice move. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Vikings haven't played their best football and trail because of it. The Packers will want to come out after the half and really put the pressure on from the start. All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. Now 1st and 10, Cobb's the target here, and he finds his mark for the score as they get out to a 7-0 lead. Vikings take it at the 11. Here the pass goes into the end zone, and it's caught for the score. We're tied back up at 7. Now to late in the second. Here the pass will be completed into coverage, and he'll end up at the 40-yard line before being tackled. And with that, we'll send you back to Minneapolis, where Brandon and Charles are on the call.
Thank you, LR. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Here's Peterson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. They'll look to throw here. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the first down. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop his shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he?
For him, no run is ever truly over. I mean, he's actually not even convinced that when they blow the whistle, he's actually down. That's how he finishes runs in a big way.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
A check of the scoreboard there in the third in Baltimore. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes to help lead the way. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Vikings on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
Ball start, offense.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll drop to throw. He's sacked back around the 28. Clay Matthews coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So as it turns out, that sack does not wind up costing him, at least in terms of getting points. They get 3.
Yeah, once you see your quarterback go down the backfield, you think, uh-oh. But fortunately for them, the kicker came to the rescue and made sure they got something out of that drive after all.
This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
The Packers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run here. It's Murray. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it in every position, and we just saw there some linebackers that can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. On now is the Packers punter. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
play fake here on first down. He's going to float this one deep, and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Elsewhere, a third quarter score. And the Lions have opened it up, leading now by a couple of touchdowns. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. And that one gives them a 3-point lead. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score. Farve out to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Andre Branch leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. It's Murray, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
A check of the scoreboard there in the 3rd in Baltimore. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Kirk Cousins, 3 touchdown passes thus far. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On now is the Packers punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he spins away. And now running right through it. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And our focus now moves to Adrian Peterson. He's looking sharp here so far in the 3rd quarter, Charles.
It appears that the halftime gave him a little bounce. You know, came out, springing his legs, a little pep in his step. He's taken off and running really well in the 3rd quarter.
Sometimes we talk about how guys don't want halftime to come, but some guys are happy when that break gets there.
You never know which way it's going to go. He's taking advantage of it in this one, though.
2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
All right, here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And Rudolph has it left side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
The Vikings on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Green 39! Green 39!
Now back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pick up there of 20 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Carry number 20 now for Peterson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is what every back in the league is supposed to do, exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They run, Peterson. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 and the 34.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Back to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. And these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game. But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Set! Green 39!
They'll run for it with Peterson. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. And now it's 2nd and goal. They try again with Peterson. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
And he is knocked down from the side. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
And Farve will put this one through. Elsewhere in the NFL, they're in the 4th down in New Orleans. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Drew Brees, a single touchdown pass to this point in that one. Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Let's go. Green, 35.
Back to throw now on first down. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's second down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
They'll set up to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Now is the Packers punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And out now come the Vikings. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that. Super tough.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect to...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Fresh set of downs here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And it'll bring up a second down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Looking to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it third down. And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on third.
Playing coverage here.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Here we go. 3-19.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on. And as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know. But you're going to get hit anyways. Might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
To throw now on 2nd and 10. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Murray. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Kind of running there at your own risk against that 4-3 and that big line, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't really run it against a good 4-3 team that well, because I've got to get those guys on the move a little bit. If you're a static running team, meaning you just want to run it in the middle, you may have some trouble against good defensive tackles. That's what we just saw on that play. No gain.
The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up 1st and goal. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Now this will be the 9th play on this drive.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's complete, right around the 8. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Second and goal as the offense looks to try to punch it in. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. But for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And Crosby puts it through. Elsewhere, 4th quarter score now for Baltimore. And the Ravens now really pouring it on. Kirk Cousins, unbelievable thus far. Would you believe 6 touchdown passes? All right, so this one's now back within a field goal. And if anybody tells you they see how this one's going to end, I'd have to say they're probably lying, Charles.
And this game's had more twists and turns than a good mystery novel. And I have a feeling we've got a few more twists and turns in store for us before they shake hands here.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
And the defense in desperate need of a stop. They have to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense if they want a chance.
All right, here we go.
From the pistol, they run with Peterson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They run the counter now. It's Peterson. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Peterson. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Third down, it's Adrian Peterson. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And I don't know what more they need to see of him than what we're going to see in this player montage. He's been great. Why aren't they winning this game, I guess, is the question.
It is a good question, isn't it? Remember the time we spent with them in practice beforehand and had that little twinkle in his eye where he thought, hey, we can get some bombs in this game. We can get deep, and that's exactly what's going on. But I don't think he thought if they could do that they'd be on the losing end.
They might need more of this air raid attack. Over the middle, complete. That's Murray. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it second down. Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he loses the football a second time.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
A gain of 11 and a first down. Back to throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Everson Griffin in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. They'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Around the NFL, 4th quarter right now in Atlanta. And the Falcons, they wind up winning that one. Devontae Freeman, a touchdown run to help lead the way. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got his man. It's Williams. 22 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be a Green Bay first down. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. So the penalty by the offense, and now they face a 1st and 15.
Let's go! Blue landed! Blue landed!
He'll look to throw. He finds Malcolm Mitchell here. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Minnesota, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Baltimore Ravens next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.